Hey everybody, I'm
Hello.
CrispyHanako.
Hello.
I'm CrispyHanako. We got Mr. Zonzig and Charlotte over here.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey everybody in the audience. So I'll be doing Catherine Classic, which is the Babel Pairs mode. So I'm not going to have these two jokers as my partners. The only partners I need are my left and right hands. So Babel is probably a mode that no one, or hardly anybody, has really done, because you have to get gold trophies on all the stages, and to unlock all of them, you need gold stages on all of them. So in order to just play this, you need to be pretty good at the game anyway. So I guess we'll just start out with Altar, won't we?
I think so.
And if I miss anything, you guys will cover me, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the conceit of this is he's going to be doing 2 players on 1 controller. You may have seen this run at GDQ. Ghoul's done it once or twice, and he actually did it on the original version, where he actually had to use 2 controllers, so he used a fight stick for one of them. On this re-release, you can just set it up so that you can do it on 1 controller. So he's got the left side, I think he's got Vincent on left and Catherine on right, I guess?
Yep, I got Vincent on the D-pad and Catherine on the right analog stick.
There you go.
And in order to grab, because that's a pretty big mechanic in this game, I've got them both bound to the bumper buttons on each of their respective sides.
Yeah. So the way Babel works is you've got these semi-randomly generated towers that he's going to climb to the top of. It's a bit complicated in the way it actually works, like how it determines. There's sort of patterns that you can start to recognize, but it is like to a degree it's pretty random.
And this is probably one of the most satisfying parts of Altar, because it's just one person after the other leapfrogging.
Yeah. Just got to be careful, because as you can see, some of these blocks are collapsing if you step on them too many times.
Now, if you've never seen Catherine itself before, you might be wondering at like how some of these blocks are staying up. The idea is that if any block is touching an edge on something below it, it will stay up. So that's kind of how you deal with the puzzles in this game.
Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, I'm kind of putting my money where my mouth is when it comes to this. I think I'm pretty decent at this. And I calculated my average times last night, and for every second that I'm off on my average time, I will be donating $1. And for this stage, it'll be a 217 for the average.
Right, so there are some, most of the blocks on Altar are normal blocks, but there are those cracked blocks you're seeing. Those he's got to kind of watch out for, because you can only step on them twice before they disappear. And especially with 2 people, you're generally going to have to step on them twice.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, and he seems to be avoiding the heavy blocks, because those take a long time to pull out, and you can't really be wasting time when the stage is falling around you.
There's a nice technique you can only do in 2-player. Someone can like pull out a block, and before the block standing on top of it falls, the other player can push it over so it stays up.
Of course, the stage we want to not fall correctly. So
there you go. That's Altar done. That's the first of 4 stages that he's going to be doing.
Nice.
Should probably note the estimate for this was set a while ago, and since then Crispy's gotten really good at this. So
yeah, I kind of submitted this when I'd only been playing this for like 3 months, or not 3 months, 3 weeks, and my PB at the time was like 40 minutes.
yeah, and I mean, if he ever dies, he's going to have to do the entire stage over again. So he wanted to be a bit safe on the estimate, but recently he's been tearing up this category. So
Yeah, right now I've got first place on PC at least, not on Xbox or PS3, but I've got first place on 3 of the 4 stages. The only one I have left is Axis Mundi, which is the last one, and I'm off by like 9 seconds on that one. Huh? Okay, that's fine. Have to fall there.
So the second stage, Menhir, kind of the main conceit of this stage is that it's generally very small towers. When you're playing Catherine, generally what you want to do is make sure you get up while leaving yourself room to actually pull stuff out and still get up. So
especially in pairs.
Yeah, especially in pairs because you've got to, you got to get 2 people up. You can't just leave a broken mess behind you with the first player.
Let's do this just for safety.
Generally you got to make sure you've always got like 2 blocks next to each other on the same level whenever possible, because then you can like pull something on the next level out.
What am I doing here?
And make a staircase. So once you start getting like checkerboard-like patterns,
like this,
yeah, that's when you're in trouble. This is fine though.
Yeah.
And you'll see every now and then he's like pushing blocks out and letting the entire stage that's on top of it fall down. That's just, sometimes everything is just a mess and you just gotta kind of get rid of it. Oops. All right. He accidentally fell on top of Catherine, so she fell down.
Yeah, that's not very good.
Yeah, this is
Is there a
salvageable.
block behind that one Vince is on? No? Okay.
This is good though.
Alright. Saved. And here are trap blocks. He's got to be careful with these. You got to immediately get off them after getting on, because they'll kill you.
Yeah, but sometimes it's good to just trigger them and then hop right off, and then you just don't have to worry about them anymore.
Yeah. 'Cause if either player dies, it's a game over. He's got to start the stage over.
I don't think I can just make Vince do that.
So I'm like not an expert in exactly how Babel levels are generated, but it's generally kind of like there's roughly a number of steps that it will take for you to get to the next level that you're seeing in the top right, and that will then start spawning different patterns. And once you reach level 10, it will start spawning the exit.
Let's see if I can get up. Yeah.
So you could have made a staircase there, but the crack block would have screwed him over. So this will work.
Kept it pretty safe there.
And this this takes quite a bit of coordination to get good at this.
Yeah, especially, whenever I make a mistake, it usually takes me a second to recover from it because it's just like, oh wait, that person wasn't there.
Because he's both dealing with, the semi-random puzzle aspect as well as the whole controlling 2 people aspect. So it's, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, he's making this look really easy, and it's really not easy.
Well, this is a tricky pattern.
This is a doozy. Let's go over here.
Again,
instead.
checkerboard-like patterns are not what you want. So you can get up there, but it'll still be a mess up there.
Oh, this is a doozy and a half.
Boy. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, this looks good. All right, nice.
Whew, past that nightmare.
Ah, brilliant.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's something else funny you can do if you want. You can like, if you time it right, you can have someone pull a block that the other guy is standing on, and then just like have them move as the block is moving.
Oh boy, we had to pull some dark blocks here.
Yeah, you can't move the ones that say Babel. Those are unmovable blocks. So if you really have made a mess of the stuff below it, the end can sometimes be kind of difficult to climb because of that. But he's fine here, because that's many are done. I think that one, he'll probably be donating a few dollars for that one,
Yeah,
I imagine.
I can't remember what exactly the average is. I've got it on my phone here. The average for that one was $3.54.
Oh dear.
To To be fair, I think that one's probably my weakest stage. Oh, we do? Cool. Yeah, go ahead and play it. Donation machine broke.
Scant. 3, 2, 1.
All right, I guess I'll talk about Obelisk real quick. I'll leave the tries to get it working. So Obelisk is the most random of the stages. They're all, you know, all the pattern layouts in all the stages are pretty random. But in this one, you've actually got random blocks that you have to deal with. We'll see those later. Right now, we've got ice blocks, which
I
Hey,
really
ice
want to
blocks.
be carefully on these.
yeah.
Because if I slide off the edge of an ice block and I don't have a block underneath to catch me, it's over.
For me, it's worse than the spike blocks because I've got myself into the habit of triggering them and then I don't have to worry about them anymore, whereas with ice, you've always got to be thinking about where you're going to end up.
Yeah, and they look so unassuming too.
Yeah.
And these bombs are the worst.
If the ice blocks weren't enough, there's also bombs.
And bomb blocks turn all the... Well, there are two types of bomb blocks, but I think there's only one type in Obelisk. But they have a 3x3x3 little explosion radius. And if they explode, they will turn all the surrounding blocks they have into crack blocks.
And then there's these mystery blocks, which can turn into any type of block, which will inevitably be a bomb block.
No kidding. Catherine.
Also, if there's any cracked or ice blocks around the bomb, those will just explode instantly as well.
Oh yeah, the second form of RNG in this stage. It's the mystery blocks. Or not the mystery blocks, the
Monster
block.
blocks, yeah. That's the last new
many-
one to be introduced here.
Too many M blocks in this stage.
So the ones with the eye are monster blocks. They can move around on their own sometimes. You know, up to and including right as you're trying to move onto them.
Yeah, there's a reason they get you to get good at the main game before you can do all of Babel.
Luckily, they die once you step on them.
And you're also not allowed to slide on the front of them as well.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too because in the they've all got different different models in the story mode version. The logic on the story mode on these monster blocks is like when you step on them, they bite their tongue because they've got like a little mouth. That doesn't really work here, but you know, they still die when you step on them. Alright, so at this point the stage splits into these two paths. And you can kind of, you know, they're close enough to each other that you can cross over whenever you kind of make a mess of the tower you're on. But you want to kind of keep them at an even level and not collapse the tower you're on too much, because it can get to the point where the game will stop spawning stuff on your side.
Okay, that was kind of a dangerous situation where we had two mystery blocks back to back, and one of them turned into an ice block and the other turned into a spike block. Because if you slide on two ice blocks into a spike block, then you are just dead. Because there are not enough frames of invulnerability after that spike block in order to, or after that ice block.
Yeah, because it takes like a while to recover from the sliding. Oh dear.
She's fine. She's fine.
This is all fine.
Everything is fine.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with these mystery blocks because you basically got to treat them like they're everything at once. So you don't want to like move onto them. If you can slide into the abyss, if it's an ice block, you gotta like always immediately get off them in case they're a trap block. And then if they're a bomb block, you just cry. Basically.
I always cry if they're a bomb block.
You see, if you don't know too much about Catherine, one of the classic ways of making things easier for yourself is pushing blocks outwards to create more space for yourself. you want to create staircases that sort of expand rather than just sticking within the 3 blocks that are below you, because the more space you have, the easier it is and the less likely you are to screw yourself over.
So we are at the end of Obelisk here. He's got to work around those Babel blocks, but it looks like he's got it.
Yeah, we're
So
at the end right now. That's kind of free at this point.
Yeah. So good times. Again, we have 1 stage to go and we're less than 15 minutes in, so.
Yeah, the average is kind of...
All right.
So 502, what is the average for that one? That is a 450.
Okay. That's another $12.
This is a surprise.
Me and my big mouth.
It's all for a good cause.
And if you guys want to play along at home too, go ahead.
All right. So final stage, Axis Mundi. If Obelisk is the most random stage, this one is definitely the one with the worst patterns. It's going to just give you a total mess, and you just have to make something out of it.
Yeah, it's basically Swiss cheese, and I hate Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Skip.
That's fine.
3, 2, 1. Start. New record. New record. New record.
All right, we have a new donation. So Tager donated $5. All right, I got it. The donate button it is. Happy new record and good lucksies to the runner. And remember, it's the killer. Do not die.
Thank you so much, Tagger.
This game has some pretty iconic lines that get repeated over and over and over. Edge.
New record.
Alright. That glowing thing right over there, that is a dark hole block. Anything that goes onto that, yeah, just be
Speaking of
gone.
which, I'm getting rid of it.
Anything that goes onto that, be it you or a block, gets sucked in and it's gone forever.
How we do? Cool.
Alright, go right ahead.
New record. New record.
Awesome. Technical glitches abound. Oh.
New record. New record.
Good dear.
This is going to be fun. It doesn't help that the music is, like, ominous as well.
All right. Weskill donated $10. Is this the Crispy? #1 on several Catherine leaderboards? Hanako? Good luck from your favorite mod. Shoutouts to Tager and R4 in the back there too. Donation to runner's choice.
I honestly don't know what to donate towards, or put it towards.
We can do it after the run.
Alright, so he's making his way up. This is fine so far.
It's not too great, but it's not been too mean either. And as I say that, it's probably going to get mean real quickly. Just like that.
Yeah, have fun. Alright, there you go. See, he's collapsing this really cleverly so that it falls into place in a way that's easy to climb. Now, you can't just, randomly collapse stuff and hope it works out.
No,
You really got to be smart about it.
I've seen plenty of people do that their first time playing, and that is not.
And they just end up with like this 1-block staircase. I know I've been there.
Shoutouts to that sheep. Just goes woo.
New record. New record. New record. New record.
Great for that. Vince, please.
New record.
I don't think this is going to work out very well for me, is it?
New record.
Worked out well for Catherine.
That's one person up.
Can we get the second? Yes, we can.
New record.
Let's go get more ground if I can.
New record.
don't. Good thing I don't have to touch it.
New record. New record. New record.
That sheep is the MVP.
He's very encouraging.
New record.
See, sometimes you don't have to create a staircase, just climb around.
New record. New
It's not really the best way to do things, but it works. And I'm not complaining.
New record. New record. New record. New record.
And sometimes we gotta wait, so I just make them do pull-ups. Gotta keep their strength up. Oh. Hello, Swiss cheese. How I've not missed you. Can Catherine? Oh, yeah. Let's get
Yeah.
up there.
That's something you can sometimes just do, you know, it takes a few seconds, but you can just make room for yourself and then fall down and climb back up. That didn't work.
No, it did not. Most definitely did not. Catherine's over there now. Let's see if we can get Vincent to join the party.
And that works.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's still kind of a mess over there, but
New record. New record.
Yeah, but when life gives you blocks, you just gotta cry sometimes.
oh my gosh. I was actually scared, like if you didn't...
Let's
fine.
make this a little bit safer to come back up here. Because Catherine cannot come back up there. That is sad, boys.
New record. New record. New record. New record.
We're getting there in the end.
New record. 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 Continues to climb. New record.
Still alive? Define alive.
He's gone 120.
Oh, this is nice.
That's lovely. Let's not deal with this.
He's gonna cross over to the other side real quick if he can. He's gonna have to get a few blocks over there. Just make your own path.
This can maybe work out now. Maybe?
As long as it keeps spawning stuff there and not just... Yeah, see, I think this is the
Yeah.
trouble you've run into now. It's now... There's enough stuff on top, on the right side, that it's like, you've got enough stuff to work with. I don't need to spawn more blocks.
Yes,
but they're all on the right, so he's got to cross over there now.
It's gonna be fun because that crack block is going to give me all sorts of problems. Actually worked out. It did not work out as much as I wanted to.
New record.
All right. We're on safe ground again
Back in business.
for now.
Thanks, Axis.
New record.
Oh, and another thing with this stage is, you may have noticed that the stages have ended at stage 9 so far, or stage 10, but this one actually ends at stage 9. For whatever reason, Atlas just decided to keep that bug in.
Oh yeah, well, but they did actually remove the bug where on single player this the stage just wouldn't work properly at all, and it was near unbeatable. Like there's a few people who've done it, I think.
Yeah, but they're total masochists.
Yeah.
Let's see, I've got room here to spare.
New record. New record. New record. New record.
Axis is definitely a run killer if you're trying to do ILs on this.
New record. Are we finally going to visit?
This is not cool.
New record. New record.
Not cool, Axis. Not cool.
It's really tough to play around because, like, on top of already like giving you pretty, you know, checkerboard-like patterns, you got to deal with these crack blocks, and it likes putting them in the worst places.
As everybody would say, you hate to see it.
New record. New record.
You can
Yeah, Catherine's.
All right, have we done it? Do you have enough room down
No,
there?
we're good.
Oh, okay, they got. Just push it out. All right. See, that's why you're the runner.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. Do it. Because we're just about done now. I've got 2 more blocks to climb up. And time.
All
24.
right.
That's okay.
So, Tiny Tim 78160 donated $5. Hey, all loving the Catherine run. Good luck, Hanako. Cheers.
Well, I mean, I guess we had some good luck, didn't we? I mean, 30 minutes underestimate. I mean,
That's pretty decent. I mean,
and the Alzheimer's Foundation is going to get a good chunk of that because the average is 641.
you regretting this yet?
No.
Okay.
So since we do have about 38 minutes to spare, I do have some other stuff to show off, though.
Yeah, we're good for a while.
Yeah, we're good for a while. Yeah, you can see all my best times for that. The slowest is 7:11, fastest. When I was grinding, it was a 5:21.
That's really damn good.
Yeah, and Isu, the guy who does this like religiously, he is a god at Babel.
Yeah.
I think his best time on PC at least is like 9 seconds faster.
Yeah. Isu has got like the record in most Catherine categories.
Besides classic because he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But either way, I will show off the cutscene for this because not a lot of people have seen it. And in order to see it, you have to have all the gold trophies, so.
Yeah, and then, on the original, you couldn't even do it on single player, really.
Yeah, so NA was just kind of.
Out of luck. I had to get my brother to do it because I wanted the platinum trophy. I was like, get in here. He'd never played the game.
The door is so small.
So if you're not familiar with Catherine, this is Trisha. This is the person who basically narrates the entirety of the story.
You watch the playhouse from in
And
here.
normally she has a big afro, but now she's got luscious long locks.
Yeah, and she reveals, like, right before you do Axis in a cutscene that he skipped, that, like, she's, what's the name?
Ishtar?
Ishtar,
because,
that's it.
Because it's an anagram?
You were
Right, of
magnificent.
Trisha.
You handled the realm of the gods like it was your own backyard.
So there you go. This,
Move you made
if you go through all the trouble of
itself.
doing Babel,
When you made
this is
that
your
jump.
reward.
Also, for watching us so closely, she said jump. We don't jump.
I'm head over heels.
I don't think
for
anybody's
you.
paying attention to
You
what she's
possess
saying
a
at the
power
moment.
beyond-
Are you guys?
Felt like this
Are
in a
you?
long while.
Be honest here.
I'm really taking a liking to you. It's such a waste to
But who
feel this
reads?
love for a human. I know. I'll just make you one of us.
This game would be so much easier if you could jump.
I have so much planned.
I mean, at least in full body, you can. You got X Factor now.
Oh, of course.
I've got such a hunger for these feelings.
Mods?
Mm-hmm.
Hungers as well,
Trisha, stop.
don't you?
Stop.
TOS?
Come on. Are you gonna make me stand around like this much longer? Why don't you let me in?
This is why I prefer the freedom ending. Where he just goes to the moon.
Yeah, freedom ending is the best ending. When I did story mode runs, I always made sure to get the true freedom ending.
Dude, the strats are just to not care. Also, apparently, we live in a bulkhead because that's a very squeaky door.
There you go.
All right, so that's Babel. Again, we still have 30 minutes. There is a lot of other stuff I do want to show off besides that cutscene. I do need to change my controls, though, because it's going to be really annoying if I do pairs with this. So one of my other main categories that I used to like playing because the PC patch has broken the story mode was either hard or easy story. Easy story was the quickest, hard is the flashiest, and I'm going to show off all the flashy parts of hard because, to my knowledge, I don't think it's ever been shown off at either a GDQ or an ESA.
No. I did story mode normal here like 3 years ago.
So this is the second stage of the main story mode. Notice how everybody's a sheep. There are so many sheep they've leaked out into the audience. Or at least one of them has.
He brought those horns and was going to put them on, but you know, headsets. So
Yeah, it's kind of a first sheep problem.
The nice thing about story mode is that you have these little quizzes at the end of levels, and you get to see how moral or amoral your fellow players are.
I find both answers to this question like horribly cynical.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens, doesn't it? So what we're on right now is going to be the first boss stage of the entire story mode, which is the Fist of Grudge. They have a giant fork, and they kind of want you dead.
So you've seen him collapse bits of the stage before in Babel, but what you're about to see is like on a whole different level.
Yeah, I'm not sure if... I mean, for all we know, it is intended because the way the stage spawns after we...
Yeah, so like in Babel, it won't spawn the exit until you've climbed a certain number of steps, because it can just keep spawning the semi-random patterns. In this, once it's spawned all of the stage, the game's like, okay, I guess you're done. Here's the exit. So I don't know how far in it actually is that you're going to do this.
It's just up here. I think I've got maybe another 30 seconds or so before I do it.
The stage is a lot longer on hard.
You're not wrong.
Now there is a shop between levels where you can buy one item, but you can't store items. You have one that you hold and that's it. Once you've used it, you can use other items. And you've seen one of them is you can get an extra block. There's also an item that can get you to jump 2 blocks at once, which is also quite useful.
Which is also the reason why I don't run story mode anymore, because that item is broken in this patch. So when they released Catherine Classic on Steam, it was originally just 30 FPS like the console versions were. And once they tried to make it 60 FPS, it kind of broke a lot of the game's logic.
All right, here we go.
And if we're lucky, we'll have the boss...
climbing the background. Yeah, she's supposed to be climbing the tower that we're on, but, it's going. It's all going.
Man, she's got...
You could actually see her head for once. And then there's the exit.
I mean...
Yeah, so generally stage collapses are a strategy in story mode whenever you can easily do it and climbing would be slower. In easy or normal, that's pretty rare for that to actually be the case. There's only a couple levels where it saves time because generally climbing is, fast enough. But on hard mode, since all the levels are harder, there are more applications for that technique.
I'm going to have to... I think it'd be faster just to Alt F4 out.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably faster just to Alt F4 out.
There's a lot of cutscenes. This game has a lot of story. I don't know what all he's going to show off, but he's prepared a bunch of stuff because he knew that he was going to be way underestimated.
Yeah. Let's see. We need to go to this. No, we're not doing that one yet because that one's kind of hard to do. So I'm going to skip all the way to the 5th stage, which is going to be the ice stage, because what game isn't complete without one?
Yeah, we don't have water levels.
It's frozen water.
Sure, close enough.
What do you guys think? Yay or nay?
I have to be honest, the more I've played Catherine, I'm not keen on the story. A lot of it creeps me out.
That's fair.
I mean, if you fell asleep and turned into a sheep, I'd be pretty creeped out too.
Yeah.
So we're skipping past the 3rd and 4th stages, and we're going straight to the 5th one. More specifically, the 2nd of the stages.
don't know. I enjoy the story for like the mystery aspects of it. I don't
Yeah.
think it deals very well with all the moral aspects,
No.
but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. And the gameplay is super addictive, so...
It's so addictive. Like, this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Those sheep are the best, and we'll figure out why in about a few seconds.
Oh yeah. Like the story mode have these other sheep that are pretty much there to get in your way, and these are the best ones because of what they do when they fall.
That one Woo sheep, I love him so much. He's like the best hype man.
So forget it. Have you actually run hard?
I did like hell on 360 and one run on PC because it's broken. I think we'll figure out why they're the best sheep in the next portion.
Doop de doop de doo.
This game's a lot of waiting.
Screw climbing, dude. He's just, you can't see it because he's pointing the camera up, but he keeps pulling that block towards him so that it'll fall, like, all the way past. Because it's trying to fall onto that block because it's the furthest one forward. And then he pulls it back so it goes all past it.
There we go.
There he is. Oh, man, I love those sheep. My favorite is in one of the few collapses that you do in normal, which is the one I've run the most. Is stage 4-1, where there's like 4 of those guys at the bottom, and they all die at once.
Don't worry, we'll be doing that one too, but we're doing hard strats.
Oh, okay.
Also, the ending for that one, if you notice that there is a ice block that I stood on, and underneath that is an immobile block. If I don't do it at the right time, I have to redo it and grab the ice block. Or if I'm late, I miss the goal entirely.
Yeah, and if the exit goes past you, if you get that to fall, you're just screwed.
So we're going to go ahead and go to the boss stage as well.
I mean, undo exists, but not on hard.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Good housekeeping, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this next one? Are we doing the boss?
Yes, we're doing the boss.
All right.
And yes, you can do stage collapses on this boss too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a fun. Does this work the same way? Yeah, I think I know how this one works. This one's a doozy.
And the thing is, we're not even going to climb it all on this one.
No, it's great.
I'll wait for.
We may as well.
Did not like this boss battle.
Oh, this is the boss that would always kill my runs. All right, so he's gonna take a second here to collapse all of this, and this is still supposedly the faster strat.
I need to wait for her to stab the block.
Yeah, so if you fall too much behind, the boss is basically supposed to kill you, but she will just like gear up for an attack on the level that you're on when she starts it. So if you just climb up one block at that point, you know you're fine.
And the stage falls so slowly at the very beginning because it doesn't want you to immediately die. You can just stay here and do this.
She's trying. Bless her, she's trying.
And the stage is still falling in the background.
You might have noticed that there's a bottles counter to the left of the screen. During the normal gameplay, there's a point where you can just go to the bar and have a drink. And if you're more drunk, I believe you climb faster, is that correct?
Climb and move faster.
Yeah.
I did some experimenting with it, but I don't quite remember the numbers for it. I think it's like a 12% increase overall once you're fully drunk.
And it's, I don't know, at least conventional wisdom in the speedrunning scene is that it's never worth it. I don't know. I could imagine it being worth on like hard, maybe on Imperio or or something. I don't know, but
I think that's what ESA used to do, but we've done runs without it, and I think it's faster because it takes like a minute or so to get fully done.
yeah, it takes a while because you gotta like get Vincent to take his drink in like 3 sips, and he puts the glass down after each one and pontificates about his life. And then you gotta order a new drink, and you gotta do that, a couple of times.
And then you get the trivia if it's a different drink.
Yeah.
So it's going to be faster to Alt-Tab out of it, or Alt-Tab 4, so that was that one.
Yeah, so that was a level. No climbing required.
I didn't see a lot of it.
His shirt does say climb cancel, and we are canceling all of the climbing right now.
Enjoy.
Alright, so we'll go to night 3. So this is the bar that Charlotte was actually talking about as well. Because we actually do start in the bar in this save file. You can see all your friends. I don't remember their names.
Let me see. There's
'cause
Johnny, Toby, and Orlando.
Well, you'd think it would be Toby, but in actually the Japanese version, his name is Tabi for whatever reason.
Okay.
Extra B. But it's Toby in America.
Here's my question: why are you not doing this from like the replay from the phone?
Because I need to get an item for the second
Oh,
stage.
for this one, okay, fair enough.
Because I'm going to do 2 back-to-back.
Okay.
In the bar, you can actually play a version. It's kind of like what you're playing in these stages, but you've got a set number of moves. It's like a little mini game called Rapunzel. I found that so difficult.
It is. It's brutal.
And it's not just because the puzzles are brutal. You have to listen to Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy for hours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the one I need to do. It's that one.
All right. This is the one I was talking about earlier.
I think it's this spot right here.
Not like this.
If it's not this spot, we're going to have to listen to it again. I think I'm actually supposed to go over one more. Oh, we are so screwed.
Did you mess it up?
Yep. I was supposed to be in the middle.
I guess it's different from normal mode strats.
Yeah, because normal and easy actually have the same strats for this one. This one you have to be over here. Yeah, look at that giant wall. Good thing we're not climbing that.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, that's why you still do this on normal and easy, because it's like a giant wall you have to climb even on those difficulties.
I mean, this is clearly the speed strat, but does this affect your score?
Yeah, it does.
I'm guessing you're actually climbing this last bit, because otherwise the falling stage catches up to you down there?
Yes. And I need to do that, and just pull this one. I think I need to do 3 sets of this. One more set of this.
At least on the original game, and I think at least on easy, the Doom's Bride level is completely broken because you can just pick up so many extra lives on that level that you end up with 100 lives if you
I mean, yeah, I mean, lives aren't that big of a deal generally.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is with Doom's Bride on easy, you have a drink and you just drink halfway up the stage. Because there's a perfect little 2 block, 2 block, 2 block, 2 block, 2 block, all the way up.
So I'm guessing you grab the coins there so you have enough for the item?
Yep. If I don't, I'd have to do it all over again.
Oh dear.
I mean, I don't mind listening to Not Like This from the sheet, but I really don't want to do that again. And the reason why I saved this one for last is because I hate this boss.
I should get going soon.
Why do you hate this boss?
You'll see.
I mean, I can imagine one reason.
And what's that?
The lag.
On PC, it really doesn't lag that much.
Oh. Well, then I can think of only one other reason.
And we'll just watch this because...
Oh. This one.
Yeah, all these bosses are, you know, subconscious representations of his fears.
So show of hands, who wants kids now?
Has appeared. It's the killer. Do not die. Edge.
All right, I got it. All right, I got it.
So, okay, you bought a bell. I don't actually know hard mode strat, so I don't actually know what this is going to be used for. I'm very curious. So the bell, as it says down there, it makes all the blocks regular blocks. This is a fun strat there.
Yeah, I actually found that one. As opposed to all the other strats, I actually found that one.
Nice. My favorite was when we were... Oh, okay. All right, so you can collapse this. All right, I got it.
And the reason why I let this boss to last is because he's the most annoying to deal with, because you have to juggle his attacks along with trying to make the stage collapse.
Ah, okay.
It has to be said that none of the characters in this game come out looking particularly good.
Probably could have waited on that one. That's a long piece. Oh my god, we're gonna have to redo this one.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we're gonna have to redo this one. That's why I left it for last. Because if I'm off on that, then I just, just sucks.
But yeah, shoutouts to Isuyaru, who's found like most every strat for everything in this game.
I can only wish to be as fast as him on this game.
And also, if you're looking at this and thinking, oh gosh, I can't manage this, then I would still totally recommend trying this on very easy or easy. It's a really fun game.
Yeah, you can actually do it on super easy as well if you hold select at the start screen as well.
Why is there no leaderboard for that?
I don't know, you're the mod.
It's true.
All right, I got it.
I think it's probably because... I don't know. I didn't even know you could do that.
I think it only really changes the drinks that you get anyway.
So my favorite strat discovery in this was when we discovered...
Oh, hello, Junior.
Oh, what? Oh, hello. Okay, he's fine. That's...
Nobody call protective services.
As I was gonna say, there was once a discovery where we found out that we'd been not doing an intended shortcut for years. Yeah, that was a bit embarrassing for everyone.
No. Oh, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Be very quick, stage. Please be very quick. There we go.
Nice. There you go.
And that is the run killer every time on hard. So that's all the stage collapses. I do have some more stuff to show off, and it mostly involves the competitive portion of this game, which, again, faster to Alt F4. So
feel free to stop us at any time, Leva, if we want to move on, but, you know.
Yeah. because some of these I might take a little bit to get, but one of them, some of them are fairly consistent. That should be enough. So, if you don't know, there is a competitive portion of this game, and it's basically who can either climb the tower or kill the other person the fastest. And shoutouts to the competitive community. I'm really glad I met those guys. They are an awesome group of people. Oh, I need to change my config real quick. So one of the things is in competitive is you can get the other person in a pin state, which if you hit them because the game tries to push them towards the camera in order to pin them, which would be like that. So the blue sheep will win in this situation. And just so I can actually get this set up correctly next time.
Are you actually playing versus against yourself right now?
Trust nobody. So that's a pin state, and what you can do in this game mode is that I don't know how the competitive community found this out, but if you hang on the back of a block, have somebody hit you off, grab onto a block below you, come back up, and get hit, you're in a pin state.
What? What? Okay.
All right.
Good.
And the stage collapsed too much. I had to.
So we're running like a competitive tournament after this. He knows all this crap. We've got no chance. He's got all the strats.
Like I said, it's really rare for that to happen.
Yeah, well.
All right. And a variant of that is, so if you hit them with your pillow, it's just called a half hit. They try to hang on the side of the block. If you drop kick them from a block above, they'll still get the pin state, but now we have some interesting features. Normally, I would be grabbing the block with the right bumper here, or the left bumper. It's not grabbing.
Oh.
Also, visual glitch.
Wow.
But also, moonwalking. And if we try to go onto the side of the block.
Oh.
Oh.
Player 2.
That's unfortunate.
So yeah, this game is jank.
Pause.
Oh, good.
So that's enough out of that stage. The first one I showed off, the glitched pin state, is actually called Sketchy State, which is found by Meister Sketches of the competitive community. And I don't know how they found it. He found it, so he just named it after himself, because everybody does that.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
I can only hope to find something in this game now.
Round 1.
So we're going to Spiral Corridor now, and there's an interesting way of how this game detects what block you're actually standing on. I might take a few tries to get this, but if I do this right, normally, Blue Sheep, if I walk over that portal block, he will get sucked in. If I do this right, he shouldn't.
Oh. Nice.
And just to prove it's actually working,
Player 2.
I think the reason behind it is it doesn't fully move until the animation for it's done, and if you move at just the right time with the other sheep, it just doesn't suck you in. And the last thing I'm going to be showing off, if I can get this first try, I don't think I will.
Inquisition.
But you might have noticed how we've been getting roses for winning the rounds. You need to get 2 roses in order to win a round. And if I can get this, it'd be great.
Round 1. Ready? Go.
What punishment awaits the loser?
Please get this first try. Nope.
Player 2.
So you were trying to do that at the same time?
Yep. Because if you do it at the same time, you just instantly win.
Oh. Oh, because you... Oh, I see.
Because it considers player 1 falling and player 2 getting to the top of the stage at the same time. And
Oh, that's Great.
I'm trying to get the show off because it's really stupid when it happens.
What awaits the loser?
Nope.
Player 2.
Yeah, I can see how that would be difficult.
It's very rare that it happens, especially if it's just a live match. It's very rare that this actually happens.
Player 2 wins.
Guess you can try one more time.
Yeah. If I don't get it, it's not a big deal.
Round 1. Ready? Go.
What punishment awaits the loser?
Nope. Okay.
Oh,
Oh well.
Oh.
you'll just have to take his word for it.
Other than that, there is another side effect to it, is that the rest of the stage doesn't fall. You see how these pieces back here are actually falling? If that were to happen, those wouldn't happen. Those wouldn't appear.
Okay.
And also, first player wouldn't be able to pause. So the only way to get out of it is to win again.
All right.
Other than that, that's Catherine.
All right. I think.
I'm gonna have to tally up how much I have to donate now.
It's a bit.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
All right, that's it.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
So, if anybody does want to join the Catherine tournament, which is actually happening right now, last-minute signups right now. So, if this piqued your interest, go ahead and follow us to the tournament room.